GitHub just released Copilot Workspace, and it's not an incremental update. This is a fundamental shift in how we write software. Let me break down exactly what this tool does and why it matters. First, let's talk about what Copilot Workspace even is. It's an AI-powered development environment that sits on top of GitHub. Unlike regular Copilot, which auto-completes code as you type, Workspace operates at a much higher level. It understands entire projects, plans, implementations, and executes across your codebase. Here's how the workflow actually works. You start with a GitHub issue, and this could be a bug report, a feature request, or a task description. You open that issue in Copilot Workspace, and the AI immediately analyzes your entire repository. It's reading your code structure, understanding your architecture, identifying patterns, and figuring out how everything connects. Then it generates a specification, and it isn't just a vague outline. It's a detailed plan that breaks down exactly what needs to change, which files will be modified, what new functions or components need to be created, how the implementation fits into your existing code, and what edge cases need to be handled. You can review this spec and make adjustments before any code gets written. Once you approve the plan, Copilot Workspace starts implementing, and this is where it gets really impressive. It's not just editing one file, it's making coordinated changes across your entire codebase. If you're adding a new API endpoint, it might update the root handler, modify the database schema, create the service layer logic, add validation, and update your API documentation, all simultaneously with context awareness of how these pieces interact. The AI also generates tests, unit tests for individual functions, integration tests for workflows, and it even updates existing tests that might be affected by your changes. Testing has always been the part developers skip when they're rushed. Copilot Workspace makes it automatic. Documentation gets updated too. If you're changing a public API, the tool updates your README files, inline code comments, and any technical documentation that references the modified code. Keeping docs in sync with code is notoriously difficult. This solves that problem. After implementation, Copilot Workspace creates a pull request. Everything is ready for review. You can see exactly what changed, run the tests, and decide if the implementation matches what you wanted. If something isn't right, you can provide feedback and the AI will iterate on the changes. The context window is crucial here. Workspace can consider your entire project, not just the current file. It understands your naming conventions, architectural patterns, and coding style because it's analyzing everything. That means the code it generates feels consistent with what you'd write yourself. There are limitations, though. Copilot Workspace works best on well-structured projects with clear patterns. If your codebase is chaotic with inconsistent architecture, the AI struggles to make good decisions. It's also not great at highly creative problem-solving or novel algorithm design. It excels at standard implementations, CRUD operations, API integrations, and refactoring. The tool requires clear instructions. Vague issue descriptions lead to vague implementations. You need to be specific about requirements, edge cases, and expected behavior. Garbage in, garbage out still applies. Security and code review are still essential. The AI can introduce bugs, miss edge cases, or make suboptimal architectural choices. You're not removing the need for senior engineers. You're giving them leverage to work at a higher level of abstraction. Let's address the big question. Does this replace developers? No, but it changes what developers do. Junior developers who only wrote boilerplate code will need to level up. The value shifts to system design, code review, understanding business requirements, and making architectural decisions. You're becoming more of a tech lead who guides AI implementation rather than typing every line yourself. The productivity gains are significant. Tasks that took hours can now take minutes. That 3-day feature might become a 1-day feature, but the time doesn't disappear. It shifts to planning, review, and higher-level problem solving. For teams, this could be transformative. Smaller teams can ship faster. Solo developers can build more complex projects. The barrier to entry for creating software drops significantly, but it also means the bar for what's considered a viable product rises because everyone has access to these tools. GitHub is rolling this out gradually. It's currently in technical preview with limited access. They're gathering feedback and improving the system before a wider release. If you want access, you can join the waitlist on GitHub's website. The bottom line? Copilot Workspace represents where software development is heading. AI that doesn't just assist, but executes. The developers who adapt and learn to work effectively with these tools will have a massive advantage. The ones who resist will find themselves struggling to keep up. The coding workflow just fundamentally changed. Time to adapt.